Mark's in trouble. Mark's got problems. White flag.
That's all he needed to see, Larry. He's on the pole for the 500. Get out of town.
I think you're right. I think he felt like it might get a little crazy here on this last lap, and Mark's usually pretty right.
This is going to be a crowded house. Here comes Harvick, right up the back bumper of Jimmie Johnson.
And there goes Kyle Busch in the 18 car. Jumped to the high side. He gets blocked. He goes back to the bottom.
Jimmie Johnson doing what a whale of a job he's doing on those tires. Stayed out.
I think Boyer pushed Harvick right by him on the outside through 3 and 4.
Teammates. Two Chevys helping each other.
Hey, have you ever seen this movie before?
Here comes Harvick.
Don't count Jimmie Johnson
Jimmie
out.
Johnson's fighting back.
It's going to be a drag.
Not over yet.
Check
Who's
in the air.
Jimmie Johnson. Johnson got it.
I mean,
by inch.
6/1000ths of a second.
That's what I said.
The two Childress cars will fight it out for second.
It's going to be close between them.
As Jimmie Johnson is half a lap away from his 48th career win.
What did everybody say? He just wins here in the fall?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. He's won the last 3 fall races.
The Roush cars have dominated the spring here, but defending champ Matt Kenseth is only 7.
We're going to have a heck of a finish here for second.
Boy, it's going to be a drag race between those two guys.
I believe Burt might get him down on that bottom. No, Harvick got it.
That's the guy you need to get to drive that 48 car, and it's worked out quite well because he's looking for win number 49, white flag.
One more lap. She's over.
Johnson trying to win back-to-back races for the 7th time in his career. Logano back after Kenseth out at turn 2. That one's going to go all the way to the flag. Johnson out of 4. And here he comes.
Very nice job, boys. You get...
Two to go. Jimmie Johnson made all the right moves, and it's Kurt Busch who is going to run out of time with more fresh tires.
Well, they said when the race started, get the champagne out.
And that's Earl Barbin, the same guy that wanted to stand by the lady with the blue feathers at Las Vegas.
Here it comes off of turn 4.
Checker flag. Jimmie Johnson scores his 50th career Sprint Cup win.
No green-white checker today. Last time by was the white flag for Jimmie Johnson. All he has to do is nurse it home, and he will celebrate victory for the 4th time in 2010.
Let's see. We'll watch Robbie in this next corner where he's been smoking that right front. And what he's doing, and he's taking a protective line, too. He's down on the inside. Not this time, though.
Robbie Gordon in 2nd, Kevin Harvick in 3rd, Casey Kane in 4th. Final lap for Jimmie Johnson as he takes it through the S's.
See Joey Logano pulled off to the inside there. Looks like his car is done.
Jimmie Johnson expecting his first child in less than a month. Today, a Father's Day he won't forget. Bobby Labonte off course. Jimmie Johnson not concerned about that. For the first time in his career, he's going to win on a road course. Johnson wins the Toyota Save Mart 350 at Sonoma.
Do it.
2 laps to go. They're side by side at the stripe. Into 1, Jimmie Johnson the advantage.
I tell you, Kurt's not giving an inch right here.
Well, and this is really hard right there because Jimmie couldn't make the pass and slide up in front of him. Now he clears him.
New race leader, Jimmie Johnson out front with a lap and a half to go. Those the top 3 cars.
Look at this 14 right here, just digging on the inside.
Tony Stewart, who started deep in the field, he's making a late race rally, battling Kurt Busch for 2nd. White flag has gone out. Final lap at New Hampshire.
Ooh, Tony got a little loose. Look at him wash up the racetrack into the 2 right there.
Smoke off of turn 2, able to slide in front of Kurt Busch. He now has the runner-up spot. Jimmie Johnson pulling away. For the 52nd time in his career, he's going to try and claim the checkers, and he's going to do it back-to-back. A win last week at Sonoma. Today, he does it in the Granite State. Johnson wins.
And
If he gets that top 10, I think he'll be happy.
And he's going to keep the points lead if everything stays the same with the white flag out. One more mile to go for Jimmie Johnson. It will be his 53rd win in his 319th start. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Jimmie Johnson, 25th last week. But the drive for 5 is back alive because as he comes out of turn number 4, Jimmie Johnson's going to win chase race number 2.
He has not won a championship since that 48 car started back in 2002.
Car owner Rick Hendrick atop the pit box and looking on. Going to be white flag next time by.
And that is music to you. It's white flag next time by. And you're pulling away.
Jeff Gordon trying for Hendrick Motorsports' 9th win at Phoenix. They have already won 6 of the last 8.
All right, here it is.
White flag. Crew Chief Alan Gustafson has been to victory lane here with Mark Martin and with Kyle Busch. Last week, 20-year-old Trevor Bayne won the Daytona 500 after battling Thursday and drafting with his boyhood hero Jeff Gordon. Today, Jeff Gordon rolls off turn 4, 0 for 66, 1 for 67.
Those have been the 2 best cars right there most of this race. They're just now showing it.
The bell lap, and the man who started up front leads it, Jeff Gordon.
But here comes the next 2 pair. These 2 cats right here, they may have timed it out too. Let's see what happens down the back.
Now they will get a draft off Mark Martin. And here's the slingshot to the outside.
Stay together. That's what they're saying. Stay together. Push, push, push. It's going to get tight down here in turn 3.
Don't forget Jimmie Johnson and Dale Jr., 5th and 6th. They are there. Which group will they go with? And will it help the Gilchrist cars, or will it help Jeff Gordon to victory lane?
All bets are off. They get to the middle of the tri-oval.
Watch out down low.
Way down comes Johnson.
Good run.
He's got room. They're 3 wide. 3 by 3 to the line.
Johnson.
Maybe Jimmie Johnson.
I believe he got him by an inch.
2/1000ths of a second he beat Boyer.
Okay, a 1/16 of an inch.
Gordon across turn 3. And he will see the white flag when he comes down the 3,700-foot straightaway here at Pocono.
All right, man. Here it is. White flag.
Fans already cheering Jeff Gordon. The resume for this guy, incredible when it comes to the Sprint Cup Series. Today would be his 84th career win.
Puts him in some pretty good company right there, doesn't it?
It does. How about Darrell Waltrip and Bobby Allison for 3rd on the all-time list?
It's amazing.
Jeff Gordon not worried about the history books. He's worried about another championship. And today, taking a huge step in the right direction. Get out the checkered flag and display it for Jeff Gordon. His 5th career win here at Pocono coming this afternoon.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Numbers here, bud. Let's get him. Nice one, boys. You're the best. Awesome, awesome, awesome day. White flag.
Last lap. Gordon gaining some ground. Can he hang on? Oh, Jimmie Johnson sideways as he went to the gas hard. Look at him. Sliding off the corner. Half a lap to go. There is lap traffic ahead. We've had fantastic finishes in Atlanta. Will this be another side-by-side run to the checkers? It's going to be a sideways run to the checkers. Johnson tries to get there, can't get it done. Career win number 85. Jeff Gordon 3rd on NASCAR's all-time win list. Wow. That's some driving right there.
One more lap to go. Casey Kane.
White flag.
Got 2 car lengths to make up. Then got to try and find a way around Jimmie Johnson.
He's coming hard right here. Got a big run down the back straightaway.
Remember Carl Edwards' final corner try that Johnson held off a few years ago. Coming to the checkered flag. No such run for Kasey Kahne this time. Jimmie Johnson goes to the top of the stack at Kansas, scores his second win of the season.
White flag, 1 to go.
Got enough gas to make it? Oh, yeah, we're in good shape on gas.
He'll make it around, but will he get there first?
Oh, yeah, he's got a nice, he's got a comfortable lead. He's in good shape.
Jimmie Johnson sails off into turn 3. Hamlin is going to have to deal with Stewart for second. Hendrick Motorsports 200 Sprint Cup victory belongs to Jimmie Johnson in the Southern 500.
There you go, Mr. Rick.
Off turn number 4 to win the Sprint Showdown is the Dale Jr. Foundation Chevrolet Dale Earnhardt Jr. A.J. Allmendinger in the Shell Pennzoil Dodge second.
Track position was key. 4 tires looked bad either. No, it wasn't. I surrender all, boys, because the 48 is all long gone.
Three cars pull away: Johnson, Keselowski, and Kenseth. For the 3rd time in the history of the All-Star race, Jimmie Johnson and the Lowe's Chevrolet are going to victory lane and $1 million.
There it is.
Got plenty of room behind you. Plenty of room behind you.
Kahne is trying to join 2 NASCAR Hall of Famers who both won in their 300th career start. Double Cup champion Ned Jarrett and the '89 champion Rusty Wallace each won their 300th start. That's the number Kasey Kahne is on tonight.
Pretty nice celebration.
Around the turn to the front straightaway, the 13th career win for Kasey Kahne is the Coca-Cola 600.
Well, if everybody minds their manners and Jimmie Johnson's holding his breath, Chad Knaus is holding his breath, next time by will be the white flag.
Marcus Ambrose quickest in that lap, trying to make some time from 10.
Here comes Jimmie off turn 4.
1 more lap, dog. That's what we need.
The done deal.
Nobody ahead, and Kevin Harvick now 2 seconds behind. Then Kenseth, Earnhardt, and Bowyer. 3 Chevys, a Ford, and a Toyota in the top 5. Winner at Darlington, 8th on the all-time win list, 7th Dover win, tying Richard Petty and Bobby Allison for the most here. Jimmie Johnson wins the FedEx 400, benefiting Autism Speaks, his 57th career win.
Wonderful, wonderful. There you go, buddy. White flag.
2 more miles to victory for Dale Earnhardt Jr. as the crowd stands and cheers here at Michigan.
Oh my God, I wish people at home could be here to see these people in the grandstands and to hear them. We're up here in the TV booth and you can hear these people.
Junior down the back straightaway and into turn 3 for the final time. There is going to be a party in Junior Nation tonight.
35 winners, boy. Hell yeah.
The streak is over. Dale Earnhardt Jr. back to victory lane at Michigan.
Thanks. I don't want to say.
Everyone believed they would have what it took to win a championship. Slow start, bad luck, you name it, it went wrong. They got on track. A number of top 10s in succession. Won that race in the Coke 600 Memorial Day weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And a victory here today would more than likely put them in the chase. But a lap and a half remaining and Denny Hamlin continues to close.
He seemed to, oh. Way.
Yeah, he just
there it goes right
That's
there.
it.
There it goes.
White flag out. And Kasey Kahne can breathe easy at New Hampshire.
That's all he had.
That's all he had, man. He gave that thing everything he had every lap.
Denny Hamlin dominated this race.
Really no pressure. Just
Made a great rally late, but it's going to come up short. Kasey Kahne down the back straightaway for the final time. When we come back to New Hampshire in September, we'll be in the chase. And more than likely, Kasey Kahne will be running for a championship because he's going to get his second win here today. And it's going to be his first ever at New Hampshire.
Ready to go.
As indeed he comes down the front straightaway and sees the white flag. Final lap is underway for the leader in Indianapolis.
Such a tremendous feeling to know that you and your team have put it all together. You show up for the big races, you know you have one chance a year to get it all done, Andy, and this team is there.
They've executed well all day long. It's paying off here on this last lap. One thing I love about Jimmie Johnson, though, is it never gets old. It'll be just like he won his first Brickyard race.
Johnson said you come through the tunnel and history starts talking to you, and he's so happy to have had 3 special moments for himself at this track. Said, I hope to have a 4th. His hero, Rick Mears, won the Indianapolis 500 4 times. They've got something to talk about. As Johnson clears the final corner and the checkered flag is in the air. A 4th win in the Brickyard 400 to Jimmie Johnson.
Oh, Jimmie!
Trouble! Kenseth in the wall, Biffle in the wall. Kenseth spins into the pack. Denny Hamlin.
I was wondering, going down in that corner, how close was Kenseth going to try to get over onto Jimmie Johnson to try to take advantage, get him a little bit free. Johnson got extremely loose. He did handle with the worst of this and just an innocent bystander.
So the race for the lead into turn 1. I believe the word I used just before the restart was crazy turn 1.
Yeah, crazy. And we knew they were going to be racing like it was the last lap.
Yeah,
it may have been, because I don't know that we'll get back under green.
And who was leading when the caution came out here? Jeff Gordon's the one that's out front right now, but we'll have to see about this.
And yes, the leader is Jeff Gordon. Cars being covered up. Still 61 laps to go. And the reason we didn't see Alan Gustafson there is because there is some lightning being reported in the area, and for safety, those cameras that cover pit road that have the big handheld antennas on them, we sent those guys for some cover.
I don't pay no man.
I don't know if you've ever, I can't recall off the top of my head this quickly, if you ever kind of stole one in the rain or by circumstances, but he's got nothing to apologize for to anybody.
No, you have to get yourself in that position. He did a great job of driving up there and get himself in position to take advantage of this. He's lost plenty this year, so it's time for him to get something good happening.
Well, everybody saw the rain coming. Everybody had access to the same data, and that's why that restart was so crazy. Everybody was going for that spot. Jeff Gordon's the one that came out with it.
Kyle Busch has come so close at this racetrack, leading many laps and not taking home the grandfather clock trophy.
A lot of contact between the 15 and the 24 down into turn 3 last time.
Might not be done.
Keselowski right there. Oh, a lot of contact this time.
Coming to the white flag. One more lap to go.
Ready, one good lap, one back.
Kyle Busch can get to his bumper.
Keselowski still racing with Gordon for 6th place. Johnson is going to be able to hold off Kyle Busch. Kyle takes a run at him, won't get there. Win and championship lead to Jimmie Johnson at Martinsville.
Well done, my friend, well done.
White flag. We're on the last lap. Jimmie Johnson getting away. Can Keselowski hold off Kyle Busch for 2nd place? Busch to the inside in the final corners.
I'm Jimmie Johnson.
It's got to be Keselowski finishing second behind his rival for the championship. Back-to-back wins for the 5-time champ, Jimmie Johnson scores in Texas. With all they've accomplished, almost unfathomable that Hendrick Motorsports has never won at this Homestead-Miami Speedway. They are one lap away as the captain has showed up in his team's pit down from the top of the tower for the final lap. Jeff Gordon leading the race. Brad Keselowski in charge of the championship. After what has been, it's fair to say, one of the more tumultuous weeks of his storied NASCAR Sprint Cup career, checkered flag and a win at Homestead for Jeff Gordon.
Go now or finish second.
When we cross the start finish line, it's a race. And oh, by the way, it's not over. It's just now on.
Daryl, keep an eye on Daryl.
Oh, car in the wall, hard. Turn one. And it's one of the BK cars. It's the 93 of Travis Quapple. No caution. NASCAR, if the track is clear, they will let them finish. We are still green. And here come the leaders.
Yeah, Mark Martin is really pushing Dale Earnhardt Jr. in that 88.
Junior to the inside of Greg Biffle. The green flag still flies. Martin's number 55. Keselowski in the 2. Biffle backing up. Patrick behind him. For the second time, the Daytona 500 goes to Jimmie Johnson, 5-time champion for California, and his Rick Hendrick Chevrolet. Hamlin may not make it around. Right front going down. Final lap for Kasey Kahne.
Just bring it on home here.
Sails it off into turn 3. Gets underneath Joey Logano. And Kasey Kahne wins the Food City 500 at Bristol. 2 to go.
That's got to be killing Boyer. Man, I was so close to getting me one of those clocks.
Points or pride? How close can you get? Can Keselowski get into the top 5? He's up against the bumper of Busch again at the white flag.
I'm going to make a dive, but I don't think it's going to work.
Back straightaway looks.
There he goes. Here he goes. He's going to make a run on it right here.
Keselowski to the inside. Here comes Jimmie Johnson. Wins 62. 5th place side by side. Too close to call. White flag for Jimmie Johnson.
Maybe I need one more lap.
Mark Martin takes his car to the garage.
Hey, think about Kurt Busch in '78. This is about the deepest he's been in the field all night long back there in 5th.
That's right, Larry. 1st, 4th, 2nd, and 1st. And to wind up 5th, it's going to be a disappointment. Here he comes off turn number 4. 5-time is 4-time in All-Star wins. Jimmie Johnson wins the Sprint All-Star race and $1 million.
Back-to-back.
As we see the white flag, less than a lap remaining for Jimmie Johnson into turn 1. Ryan Newman underneath Kyle Busch as they come off of turn 1 and head down the long pond straightaway. It's a nice battle for the final position inside the top 5.
Wow.
Kurt Busch trying to make it 3 wide at the tunnel turn.
He thought about it.
Newman completes the pass. Jimmie Johnson opened the season with a win in the Daytona 500. He's been consistent all year long. Got a victory at Martinsville in late March. His 3rd checkered flag of the year coming at Pocono. Jimmie Johnson does it today. You gotta get wide. White flag is out. Next flag will decide it.
Wow.
Tony Stewart feeling good, and how about Kurt Busch in that outside lane with help from David Gilmour?
Oh, here we go.
We got trouble.
There we go. That's it.
Like I said, you lead at the white.
That's it.
You're good to go. But they may
No
race to the
caution yet.
finish.
They're going to let them race back here. That happened over in turn 2, so they got plenty of room.
Wow. Right. Let them race, boys.
Hopefully they're cleared when they get back down there.
Tony Stewart won this race last year. He's won it 4 times.
Shoving the 14. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but
through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Off the corner, here comes Jimmie Johnson. He's dominated the race. Now he can see the finish line. That's Busch in the outside lane, not making a move.
Oh,
trouble behind him. Danica and others. Jimmie Johnson gets the win at Daytona.
Yeah, she got turned right there.
This is a team and a driver that I've been waiting to break out and to just tear off 2 or 3 wins. What a performance by them today.
And not only are they moving up well inside the top 10, a second victory for the year. We're going to talk about him being part of the chase for sure.
And not only that, probably being a championship contender.
The checker flag at Pocono today, Kasey Kahne. Jeff Gordon will get second after that last restart when Kahne sailed it off into turn 1 on the outside and made it stick.
It's been a solid weekend for them, and that's the important thing, is they were able to go and put together an entire weekend without a lot of struggles. You know, they're going to look back on this, and you know, that deals on pit road cost them.
Lap traffic ahead.
I know, that's what I'm looking at. Wouldn't give it to him just yet. I know it looks good for Jimmie.
It's only got another lap to go.
You're closing, though.
White flags in the air. Final mile at Dover. Will the lap traffic be a factor? Can Jimmie Johnson score the win?
He's going to be right here. Can he stay in the throttle all the way? Yep, able to clear that car.
Richard Petty, Bobby Allison. Jimmie was tied with him for most wins at Dover. Now the record is his alone. Jimmie Johnson dominates the Monster Mile and wins the 3rd race in the chase. Ready for the last lap in this race. Final circuit for Jeff Gordon.
See, Boyer trying to take second spot away there.
Boyer and Kenseth racing for the runner-up spot. There's too much traffic ahead. The long dry spell is going to end, and Jeff Gordon is going to take the checkered flag at Martinsville.
Jimmie Johnson has led the most laps. He will get the victory and go to Phoenix with a 7-point lead over Matt Kenseth.
White flag with Stenhouse up in position to challenge in that blue Ford.
You know what, Larry? I believe that tape's going to stay on there, and that baby's going to come home a winner.
Denny Hamlin has not lost a race this week. He's number 11. Keselowski, the 2012 champ, battling back to the top. And Dale Earnhardt Jr., the Pied Piper of Daytona, trying to hold them all at bay.
And Kyle Busch was trying to make a 3rd line at the top of the racetrack.
Boy, here they come. Now, this is where it gets interesting. We've seen a lot of passes off turn 4 to the start-finish line, but that 88 is pulling away.
Less than a mile to go.
Oh, we got a wreck.
3rd-generation star, Dale Earnhardt Jr. brings him to the flag. Checkered flag waving. It's over. It's Earnhardt. Here he comes. Jeff Gordon will be looking at the white flag.
And that's the first flag he wanted to see for sure.
The race will end no matter what, and we got us another winner, boys.
Boy, Harvick is
coming
running all over the racetrack. And a lot of traffic in front of Jeff Gordon. He's going to catch him down in turn 3 and 4.
Harvick got a great run down the back straightaway. It's down to half a second.
He'll try.
4/10 of a second.
I think it's a
1/3 of a second.
Great effort.
Jeff Gordon off turn 4. Win number 89 for Jeff Gordon. White flag. Jimmie Johnson, the last to win the Coca-Cola 600 from the pole, and that a decade ago.
Well, this used to be Jimmie Johnson's house, and then they repaved the joint and it got away from him, but looks like they got it back tonight. This is Johnson's 7th win here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
First win of 2014. Johnson the leader, Keselowski second, Kenseth, Boyer, and Hamlin. The top 5. 2 to go.
Pretty much stable right here, right now.
White flag for Jimmie Johnson. Single filing it down the back straightaway. One battle toward the back. Marcus Ambrose, Jeff Gordon for 15. Out of turn 4, Jimmie Johnson, the Lowe's Chevrolet, scores its 68th Sprint Cup win in the FedEx 400.
White flag is out, and they are saluting Dale Jr. at Pocono, 2.5 miles away from his second win of the season.
The strategy that these two guys employed to get to this point of the race, to get to that last pit stop, to put themselves in position, then to have trash on their grills, both of them, and to fight to try to overcome that. This has been an exciting race.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. has been a runner-up twice here at Pocono. Top 5 in both races a year ago.
Then that 2 drove it up off the tunnel.
Driving it in as well.
Off of turn 3 for the final time.
You got it, bud.
He won the season opener at Daytona. Second checkered flag of the year for Dale Jr. at Pocono.
I'm sure Kevin Harvick looming in that mirror and growing a little larger worries Johnson as well. There can't be another way Jimmie Johnson could lose a Michigan race, is there?
But I think these last 3 or 4 laps, Jimmie Johnson has been as careful as he ever has been while leading a race, just because he knows how many times he's been here. He's holding his breath.
Jimmie Johnson did get the white flag down the back straightaway, half a lap away from victory. Entering today, there were 5 tracks on the Sprint Cup Series schedule where Jimmie Johnson had never gone to victory lane. You can cross Michigan off the list. The 6-time champion going to get his first Michigan trophy this afternoon.
And we pointed out early on, they've had a lot of very good races, but just find ways not to win once again today.
Already there, bud.
He's in the last lap. And as we look out the window across at the grandstands, all the fans that are here at the Speedway today are now on their feet, watching to see if Jeff Gordon comes back around to take another checkered flag. Final corners. He won the first one in 1994. 20 years later, he wins the 21st. Checkered flag in the Brickyard 400 to Jeff Gordon.
Not exactly what they're looking for and need, for sure.
And the white flag up for Jeff Gordon, who enters his final lap here at Michigan. The value of a team riding momentum and confidence and all believing in each other and pulling the rope in the same direction on display week after week with this 24. Remember, they were dominant last week at Watkins Glen for a while. Had an electrical problem, took him out of the race. They came back and have been so strong here at Michigan today. Checkered flag is up, and his 3rd win of the season for the 4-time champion, Jeff Gordon.
So Kenseth over there on that quarter panel pulling him back.
This could get dicey. Coming around to the white flag. Kenseth wiggles. Can Kane clear him? He does. Last lap in Atlanta. Checkered flag in the air, the timeliest of wins for Kasey Kahne, who punches his ticket into the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. There's Jeff up on Denny Hamlin to see if he can put him a lap down. Hamlin running in 12th place, 4 points inside the chase. Cut off as Gordon comes to the white flag, and we're in the last lap at Dover. 2001. The last time Jeff won at this racetrack. It doesn't seem like the years slip by that fast.
Well, they do, though. It certainly doesn't when you look at how Jeff Gordon's driven this year.
He won the championship in that 2001 year, winning on all the same tracks he's won on this year. Checkered flag at Dover today for Jeff Gordon. Gordon is through with a win at the Monster Mile. Coming to 2 laps to go. A mile left at Martinsville.
Still 5 back, 2 to go.
I'm seeing Jeff Gordon sailing off into turn 3, trying to get there.
1 lap to go. We're in the last lap of the race.
Back, white flag.
Next flag ends it, checkered or yellow. Can Gordon run Jr. down to turn 3, or can Dale Jr. hold him off?
5 back, still 5 back, no pressure.
Checkered flag and his first Martinsville win. Dale Earnhardt Jr. takes it over Jeff Gordon.
Harvick really got the 2-car loose right there. Oh, he's going to turn him. Nope, didn't he? Saved it.
White flag, last lap. Harvick's by Keselowski. But unless there's a slip, he's not going to have enough time to catch Jimmie. A frantic finish, and for the 3rd year in a row, Jimmie Johnson wins the chase race in Texas.
I saw Michael McDowell in that 95 car. He was trying to thread the needle. Right now, he is not in. He's back in the 17th spot.
Logano wants the lead from Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Now, I tell you, that guy behind him might help him, though. That 4-car of Kevin Harvick, he might decide he wants to help him push up to the front.
McDowell on the bubble. Keselowski out. Dillon out. Marks out.
It's all
Larson
on the line.
in.
It's on the line now, boys. Who's going to make it?
Yaley's in right now. Michael Annette's in.
Here comes the 22.
Whoa, what a slide job, and Earnhardt goes to the bottom to break the draft. From last at the start, first at the finish, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Patrick battling David Reagan for the bubble. One of them will make the Daytona 500, the other will likely go home.
And she's got her teammate Kurt Busch in that 41 car right up there behind her.
It's go time. It's all or nothing right now. You're either in or you're out.
Jimmie Johnson trying to drive all 3 lanes at once to hold back the Joe Gibbs cars of Kyle Busch and the number 19 of Carl Edwards.
It's going to be hard to block them both, but I don't know if they can get close enough to me. It may even make it matter.
Reagan on the bubble, Stenhouse, Hamlin, Jimmie Johnson for the win. The Gibbs cars can't catch him, and the last transfer spot, Stenhouse.
Zimmerman, he won good lap, 2-second lead.
2.1 seconds for Jimmie Johnson. Kevin Harvick holding constant, gaining just a little bit. Picking up a couple of tenths here off turn number 2. Here comes Johnson for his 71st career win. Jimmie Johnson wins the Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500.
And guess what?
What did you boys do this thing last night? Thank you. Woo! White flag, 4 more good corners.
White flag for Jimmie Johnson may mean surrender for the rest of the field. He's got 1.2 seconds on Harvick and Earnhardt battling for second.
Chad and Jimmie, they put the right touch on the car that last time in on the pit stop, and it really performed, and there they are coming to victory. Here they come to the checkered flag.
Of the last 5 races on 1.5 tracks, Jimmie's won every other one. Checkered flag, Jimmie Johnson wins Texas.
And Harvick beat Dale Earnhardt Jr. back to the line.
He got under him off 4.
Great job, Jimmie. Really, really proud of you, man.
Well, here they come down the stretch. 1 to go.
White flag. Martin Truex on the outside. Menard's coming with him.
They'll never make it back.
And Denny Hamlin goes up there. We got one all the way on the apron spinning.
Carl Edwards.
Big wreck.
Nope. And now there's the wreck. 3 cars hard in the wall.
Big wreck in rear.
Casey Mears, Ricky Stenhouse, Jeff Gordon around. Here come the leaders.
We're still green. No caution. Green. Come on, boys. Bring it to the house.
Menard to the bottom with Blaney. Junior trying to hold everybody off.
Come on, Blaney. You got one more shot. You can do it.
Earnhardt, Johnson, Menard, Blaney. Double wide behind them. 4 cars to settle it. Earnhardt trying to cover all spots. Dale Earnhardt Jr. Checkered flag at Talladega. Johnson second. Menard third.
He comes right through the middle of the corner. If he don't close the door, he'll make it.
He has passed Kenseth and up into the top 5. White flag.
Woo, he is coming, baby. Is it surely this race in? No, I don't want this race in yet. This is too good.
Harvick 3/10 back. Throws it into turn number 3. Cuts the gap to 1/4 of a second. Gets up high toward the wall, drops it down, but Jimmie Johnson is going to win Kansas, and that's Earl Barber and the spotter making good on his promise as he guaranteed a top 3 tonight.
You know who that was.
Total team effort there, boys. Great work, everybody. Great work. Jimmie, fantastic.
It's starting to look like checkers or wreckers. 2 laps to go. Green flag.
Oh, the 5 didn't get going real good.
Here comes Harvick.
Hello.
Where did he come from?
Yeah, just when you thought he was out of it, but how about Kyle Larson in that 42? He moves up to 3rd.
I'm not counting. You know what? I'm going to quit counting anybody out of this thing. It's not over yet, even though we're coming to the white flag. Oh, man, Truex in trouble.
1 lap to go. Side by side for 4th. Truex fades to 7th. Menard's right there. Kane back there with him. 3-car breakaway. 3 wide into turn 3. Everybody wants the 4th spot, but Jimmie Johnson, the all-time winner at Dover, it's over. 10 wins for Johnson.
This time by, they'll see the white flag. Dale Earnhardt Jr. back to the bottom of the racetrack to block. White flag in the air one more time around Daytona.
11, on the bottom. Here he comes.
They're side by side for second. 2-car length lead for Dale Earnhardt Jr. as they work their way through 1 and 2, and down the backstretch they go. Junior blocking the lower line. Does that give the advantage to the 48? Junior jumps up in front of Jimmie Johnson. To the bottom of the racetrack, Dale Earnhardt Jr. trying to stay in front of the pack. They work their way through 3 and 4. Into the triangle they come. Dale Earnhardt Jr. to the bottom of the track. Junior will win at Daytona. And the big one happens behind them.
Oh my God.
Not a green-white checker.
Jamie with a good run off turn 2. That's as good as you could hope for.
Side by side for the lead as they go into 3. McMurray a little higher through 3 and 4. The advantage to the 24. White flag in the air one more time around for Gordon. Jeff Gordon looking for a storybook ending to the 2015 season. Out of 3 and 4, this win's gonna punch his ticket to the championship 4. Gordon wins at Martinsville. Jimmie Johnson coming out of turn number 4. White flag in the air one more time around in Texas. Now lap cars between the 48 and the 2. Jimmie Johnson, less than a mile to go to get his 6th win at Texas. The 6-time champion.
Way back.
To the bottom of the racetrack. Jimmie Johnson will lead 6 laps, but the most important one as he comes out of turn 4. Johnson wins at Texas again.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. saying the car's been very tight, needs to be freed up here a little bit. You can see the wedge wrench going in on the right side in that rear window.
as they make a 4-tire change to the 88. A crash on the track, Rick.
32 of Joey Gase bringing out the caution, and a few cars on pit road. The cars that stayed out on the track, Kelly.
They're bringing the cars down pit road to get the jet dryers on the racetrack.
Third win of 2015 for Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 88 group, and his 26th career win.
If that 21 can work with Joey Logano, I think they might have a shot at getting to the inside of Dale Jr. Right here is where you're going to have to back up to the car. Let Jr. get out there. Don't worry about what's happening down the back straightaway. Worry about what's going to happen when you get to turn 3 or maybe even coming off of turn 4.
Jr. just gets off of a corner so well. It gets off of 2 great. It really gets off turn 4. He's been able to gap everybody on corner exit.
Just not quite enough right there.
Can't quite get to him.
They're still one apart. They're still one apart.
One car length. That's the difference. Chevy versus Ford. Spinning goes Brian Scott to the infield, but Dale Earnhardt Jr. will win his dual race for the 2nd year in a row. And here is your restart, sponsored by Credit One Bank. We're in overtime. Green flag. Johnson jumps out.
There goes Kyle. Kyle looking. He's looking. Where's he going to go? Because they'll tell you at 18 car, Kyle Busch is a whiz on restarts.
Johnson holds the bottom. Leaves the top side open. Comes up to cover the spot.
Who didn't get a good restart is that Kevin Harvick. He spun the tires when he went to 3rd gear.
Crash back straightaway. This will be the race.
The race is over.
Here they come. Around to the line, looking for the flag. 4 cars involved in the back. Johnson takes the white flag.
Now it's decision-making time down to 1 and 2. What lane do you take?
Harvick's been good off the top, off turn 2 over there.
2 California kids to battle it out.
Boy, Harvick got sideways. He was trying to get in the gas hard there. Lost a little bit of time to Jimmie Johnson.
Keselowski had to lift and lost 3-4 spots coming off turn 2.
So we're past the line. We're good.
Here they come. They are 3 wide in turn 3, but up front. Superman pulls away. The man of steel will score his 77th win. Jimmie Johnson to the flag.
Steve, you may have foreshadowed there a little bit. He only has 77 career wins. Were you giving him this one already?
I figured after he won 77, I was going to round it up, but on his final lap, this would be for 78.
Down the back stretch for the final time. It has been 24 races since Jimmie Johnson, a 6-time champion, a 7-time winner at this racetrack, has been to victory lane as he comes out of 4. Jimmie Johnson wins at Charlotte.
He's going to try to be real smart. If he has a good clean run under McDowell, he'll take it, but I don't think he's going to push it with only 2 to go.
To the inside of Michael McDowell. And down the back stretch, he clears him. This time by, coming out of turn 4. White flag in the air. One more time around for Jimmie Johnson. What an incredible race the 48 team and Jimmie Johnson have run. After having a long pit stop and going all the way to the back of the field, he's battled back, he's out front. He has punched his ticket to Homestead. Jimmie Johnson wins in Martinsville. This time by,
perfect lap.
White flag in the air, one more time around from Miami. Jimmie Johnson has never won at Homestead-Miami Speedway, but he's never been in a position where he's had to win for a championship. Down the backstretch he goes. A half a lap away from the championship. Jimmie Johnson through 3 and 4. Make room. Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt. There's another 7-time champ. Jimmie Johnson wins his 7th NASCAR Sprint Cup Championship.